haven't watched it yet.
Okay. Also, you know,
I was not ready. You didn't tell me you were hitting live, so I don't have the song ready to go.
Got him.
Oh, it was you. I thought Larry did that.
No, I didn't do that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have been loving all of the songs that have come out of this. It is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it was made for the meme. I mean, she was in the right place at the right time, saying the right thing.
Yeah,
in any context.
Exactly.
Did you guys see the one where the dude did the Hallelujah song based off of this?
No, you got that handy?
I do. Hold on.
Because I love Hallelujah. That's a good song.
Oh yeah, it's a great song.
I like the part in Watchmen where Owlman bones to it.
Well,
I mean, if I had the right
new context.
If I had the right chick, I'd want to do that.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hook to it. Spit on that thing.
There was a phrase that struck a chord and took the internet by storm. A phrase for when she's spitting right onto you. A dude said this to these two chicks, what always brings a man to bliss. And she said, spit on that thing,
You know, I didn't realize girls were that filthy in Tennessee.
Oh, Southern chicks are wild.
No, but I mean, like, I didn't realize Tennessee girls were like that. So, did you have a good Father's Day, church?
1 second, I have something to respond to that last video with.
Uh-oh.
Brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it, church?
It was the best thing in the world. I mean, it deserves a full standing ovation.
It really does.
It does. It does. So, I mean, did you have a good Father's Day, church?
I did. My wife got me the coolest thing. So I've seen all these like novelty T-shirts and stuff you can get with little characters and chibis that you can kind of mix and match the features on.
Yeah.
To emulate your children for Father's Day and Mother's Day and stuff, Grandparents' Day.
Mm-hmm.
But she got me a novelty Game Boy game that had Dad Fighter and my 3 kids and me, like chibi characters on it. It was awesome. Just like
that is
gold.
awesome.
I want to put it on a gold chain.
That is awesome. That is an awesome gift. So I got a tale of 2 Father's Days for you, and I'm going to start with the good tale of Father's Day. You with me, church? Are you with me to have a good Father's Day story?
I'm going to take that as a no. He probably wants the bad one.
No, the good. All right. I was wondering what happened. I'm guessing something happened with the church children. So I watched Ultraman Rising, which was out in Netflix in time for Father's Day. Now, church, I believe you know something about the Ultraman.
I do. I got a little bit into it after I read Ready Player One, and it was the big part of that.
So, I mean, I've been on the Ultraman thing for a while. So this movie does
Well, I mean,
something.
it was a spiritual successor to the Power Ranger, or a predecessor to the Power Rangers. So.
That's right. So you're just, deepening your education on something you love, which is good, which is very good. So I know one of the producers, and I'm not going to call him out on the show because that would ruin my
They've already
connection with
been
something.
introduced to C14. That's fine.
No, like an actual higher-end producer. So Ultraman Rising is a show that starts with something that's a very common Ultraman premise. We have Ultraman, whose father was Ultraman, who has to take over the mantle, and normally it's like, oh, I didn't know my dad was Ultraman. No, he knew his dad was Ultraman, and that caused a friction between the two of them. But his dad can't do the job anymore, so he has to go from being an LA Dodger to going to play for one of the Japanese baseball teams and be Ultraman as like a side gig. And, he's having trouble with that. The Japanese government says, we're just going to murder all the kaiju. We're just going to kill them. And he's struggling with that. He still doesn't like his dad, but, he respects the Ultraman gig. And then one of the kaiju deposits a baby. And your boy Ultraman, he takes it because, it's a baby. Its mama's dead. He has to take care of it. And it then adds in the wrinkle of, metaphorically and literally, he's having to be a dad while working 2 jobs. And he's not doing that. Not doing that well. And also a common archetype in Japanese media, he's the arrogant, flamboyant sports star who needs to learn humility to become a good Japanese sports star, and he learns that humility through the love of a good woman, who also has a kid who's super into Ultraman. And the Japanese government threatens the child's injured, and this leads to him reconciling with his father, who is later called Ultra Dad in the show. So Ultraman and Ultra Dad have to fight off the weapons of the Japanese government, save the day, protect the baby kaiju, get the baby kaiju back to Kaiju Island with its mama that's now been turned into cyborg mama kaiju. And, it's a good, heartwarming thing. That's pretty great for Father's Day. And in the Marvel teaser after credit sequence, Ultraman finds out from his mom, who's caught in the whatever dimension, that she's still alive and she needs her son's help to get her out. This is a good show, a good movie, and it's good for several reasons. Number one, it doesn't subvert your fucking expectations. Everything you expect happens, and it's executed properly. Now, many of these things have been done before in Japanese media and in Ultraman, but, you're seeing something that's done well. I don't like the animation style. It's the animation style that their house studio uses for the Japanese production company. So, there's not much you could say about that. And he released this movie in Netflix versus in theaters on Father's Day because Netflix demanded less of them. They said, listen, we'll give you money. We'll give you a time slot versus the major studios that wanted to get into production details of casting. They wanted to have their animation people be involved, would have ramped up the cost, and delayed the whole process by a couple of years. I recommend Ultraman Rising, because it's good television. And welcome aboard RuneKnight. How are you doing, sir?
Except for that giant cough I just had, I'm doing great.
He's finally dying, folks. My poisoning is paying off.
Being that I am a proud orc of color, I felt the need to have baked burritos tonight. So a little spicy. A little spicy.
I thought you were a bear, Rune, based on your recent sharings in the group chat.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I take it you have some strong feelings about that church.
Not at all. It's not just the game that I've been playing for 23, 26 years, something like that.
If it makes you feel better, remember, I am both a racist and a sexist by default, so I am in the same boat with you.
Now, well, we talked about what a Japanese studio did for Father's Day. Do you want to know what Lucasfilm gave us for Father's Day this year?
Did they finally release the Star Wars Christmas special?
I
They
wish.
did not.
No,
they did not.
We got
That would-
gay space lesbians that make a child by using the Force, signaling that even a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, black people don't have fathers.
Oh,
Yes.
that is spicy.
And 50% of the black children are violent and psychotic who don't have fathers.
Guys,
And they're only
Guys,
16% of the population of the galaxy, too.
I just realized I've been playing this game for 28 years.
Damn.
Doing all right?
I've
You
been
need a
playing since Ice Age.
I think
released
you're
in
just having an
96.
existential crisis.
I've
right
been
now.
playing since Ice Age.
I mean,
Awesome.
you noobs, I got in before Fallen Empires.
Also, Ayrton.
Well, Fallen Empires was trash, so I mean, I
you're-
got in when it got good.
But Ayrton, you're dropping a bunch of statistics. I just have one question. Are they, in fact, 1/8 of a Jedi?
That depends on whether they ate breakfast that morning or not.
So let me talk about these two back-to-back episodes of Star Wars.
God damn it.
The afterbirth after this episode. So we were presented with a Wookiee Jedi in the opening episode, and we get to episode 4. Do we see the Wookiee Jedi use his lightsaber? Do we see the Wookiee Jedi say anything cool about the Force? No, he gets fucking killed, and he doesn't get killed on screen. He gets killed off screen. We have an episode that's a flashback where we see the little kids act like, psychotic little shits. And then the next episode, our villain, who's been a psychotic shit, says, you know what? I don't want to be evil now. I want to be good for my sister. So we saw her be evil for 3 episodes, and then she's not evil for no reason.
But it's because of her sister.
Right. Who she tried to murder earlier. Literally the previous episode in the flashback, she tried to murder her sister.
Wait, they merged the Addams family in Star Wars?
I mean, kinda.
No, clearly not, because that would have been good.
Also in the flashback episode, they were in a stone fortress that could be set on fire with a lantern. Now there's fire elsewhere, but the lantern clearly sets stones on fire.
Wait, so not like it's a lantern full of oil and the oil caught on fire and then spread and heated the stone. Not it lit things inside a stone structure that burn, but literally we set rock on fire.
Rock burn. Rock burn good.
Do these people not know how fire works?
No,
I was willing.
they did
I was
not.
willing
Rock
to,
melt, rock no burn.
I was willing to yield to fire in space, even though I think it's stupid. I was like, oxygen coming out of the ship. Sure, there's fuel. You can have a fire, but rock no burn.
Rock melt.
No,
Also-
rock must. No, rock no burn to small fire. Rock
Oh,
big
also-
fire.
Also, it is very important to note that this rock fortification that they were in was shaped like a vagina.
Okay, if you
Rock
have
me,
burning
calm down.
irritation that causes your vagina to melt, you have a bigger problem.
I think that's just
Rock
called
me, calm
gonorrhea.
down.
So
Rock
yeah.
getting too spicy.
Now the witches they
Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Because it smells like low tide.
It
so
smells like the breakfast.
Rock
they didn't
cooking
eat
eats
that morning.
infection.
so the space witches, right? They got these space witches, and they don't use the force. They use the thread that connects and binds everything together. It's
So the
different than the force.
You mean like the force?
Because of the
thing
spelling?
the thing that binds and links everything together because Yoda told us fucking so? That thread that is the force?
Now, Rune. This was the episode written by the person on the writing team who's never seen a Star Wars.
Right.
You would think that would be a prerequisite. Have you seen at least a Star Wars before?
No. This person was expressly hired because they had never seen a Star Wars before.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Well, no, we're just seeing how it played out. The answer is it didn't.
And it didn't play well. It didn't play well at all. And then in the next episode, we have evil black Jedi, woman, witch, whatever. She's on a planet, and she's going to go find the Wookiee Jedi with not her Sith Master, a.k.a. Discount Ezra Miller. And Discount Ezra Miller's saying, like, now it's important for you to kill this guy without using a weapon, like the Master said. She's saying it's impossible. And he's like, no. You just grab his weapon. That way you're not killing him with a weapon. You're killing him with his weapon. And she's like saying, no, that's stupid. And you see the look on his face, like saying, bitch, I'm the one who told you to do it. And she's like, no, I want to help my sister. Meanwhile, her sister's in
chorus. Are you saying that he channeled his inner dynamite? You're just like bitch, are you for real?
Did you say Discount Ezra Miller?
Discount Ezra Miller.
Did they get Pete Davidson?
It is not Pete Davidson. It is somebody who looks more like Ezra Miller than Pete Davidson. Meanwhile, while she is wanting to not hurt her sister, back on Coruscant, her sister's like, nah, bitch needs to die. Because she's evil. And she killed my family, so she needs to die. And her master's like, you know, you kind of need to go and face her. And then we have the big culture war sequence, which the Star Wars producers are getting heat for. Because they discussed pronouns for a space otter. Now, the pronoun people are upset because that's not how you...
Hold on, I'm still processing that sentence you just said. Run that by me again.
The pronoun people are upset about a scene where they discuss the pronouns of a space otter.
Does the otter produce eggs or sperm?
Well, we don't get into
fucking pronoun.
We don't get into those details here. Now, the pronoun people are upset because they feel that this makes pronouns sound stupid, and that's not how you have a conversation about pronouns.
Really, that's the one. That's the one that makes it sound stupid. Not the past 12 years of your Tumblr ass bullshit. That hasn't made it sound stupid. The fucking otter in Star Wars makes it sound stupid.
But let me paint the context of the picture for you. So, our protagonist, Black Lady Jedi person, has been asked to go on the mission with the Jedi to find her sister.
Yeah.
Everybody else in this ship is a Jedi about her same age, which means they were all Padawans in the temple together. Anyway, and so she asks the Padawan of her current master, of her former master, like saying, hey, that otter there, is he or they with us? So the otter, big female presenting, never was on the table. But she was like saying, otter could have a neutral pronoun. I don't know. I don't know how otter society works. And to me, that was fine, but it's not fine to the pronoun people. And so the Jedi land in the not forest part of Forest Planet, and they go to look for the Wookiee on the Forest Planet. So how do you think they look for the Wookiee? Do they use the Force? Do they send out drones? No.
I imagine they ride a horse and have a really shitty video camera.
No. What they do is they go up to some people in the spaceport, like saying, hey, have you seen a Wookiee? And they're like, yeah, he went that way about a year ago.
Well, he's definitely still that way.
And so the Jedi...
What kind of Bugs Bunny ass shit is this writing? Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
Thing, though. I want to touch on something. Several years ago, so you literally walk up to anyone and say, "Have you ever seen a Wookiee?" Why, yes, I have seen a Wookiee. I've seen a Wookiee more than once. Which Wookiee are you asking about? Or are you in fact
Well, I mean-
trying to say all Wookiees look the same? Because that's kind of
Well, no.
racist.
No. They actually describe the Wookiee relatively, and
Right,
so
but
they
I'm just
use the
saying-
space.
I'm just saying. If you ask a farmer, have you ever, have you seen a bird? He has seen many birds in the several years since the bird you were looking for.
Mm-hmm. And
This-
so
This presumes only one Wookiee has ever been to this fucking planet.
Mhm. And so the Jedi Master from Squid Game goes, "Oh, the Wookiee obviously went to that section of the Force that's clearly affected by the dark side." Which, I mean, duh, that's a no-brainer. And now we find out why the Space Otter is here. Because the Space Otter is a tracker.
Let me
James,
translate
you
that
are a
for all you
welcome
Wookiee
light
enthusiasts
in the
out there.
darkness.
It goes something along the lines of.
So the Wookiee, they send the Space Otter to sniff out the Wookiee. Now, on a whole planet, on a whole ass planet, they're wanting the Space Otter to find a way to smell him based on where he was a year ago. That must mean that this Wookiee has the worst BO of all time.
Well, I mean, we don't know the intricacies of the bathing regularity of the Wookiee culture, so you never know.
And Wookiees. I mean, Wookiees could attract mates based on their intense scent.
Yeah, I mean, Bigfoot sightings are always talked about with an intense smell before they see the creature. So
Those are just Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, Ayrton.
Wookiee don't bite. Wookiee scrape and lick.
I do love the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh players being filthy and disgusting is a cultural norm among Yu-Gi-Oh players.
And the Magic players make fun of them for it, which is just fucking saying something.
I mean, the correct response for the Yu-Gi-Oh player is, be careful your judge doesn't molest you. Because that was the thing that happened.
Magic players have to... Oh, you mean the... Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you be molested if you're willing?
Oof.
As a Magic player, yes.
So the Padawan of the Squid Game guy. Yes. So the Padawan of the Squid Game guy and his new Padawan had a conversation in the temple about her not wanting to be a Jedi and about her sister being evil and wanting the Jedi to do something about it. They have this same conversation 2 other times on the way to where they confront the Sith. There's also a sequence where there are clearly giant insectoid things on the trees. Now, do the Jedi
It's the
use their
trees.
lights? No. Right? Do the Jedi use their lightsabers on them?
I thought we were talking about the happening. Sorry.
No. It would have been better if it would have been the happening.
The happening's
Yeah,
amazing.
the happening is at least entertaining.
Do the Jedi say, "Hey, maybe we should pop our sabers and kill these things because they're clearly of the dark side and they're probably going to attack us"? Nope. The protagonist activates the things and they attack them. And she is somehow in front of the creatures, but they all go in and try to attack Squid Game guy for some reason. Then the Jedi, Evil Girl, and Space Otter are all at the Wookiee's hut. Wookiee's dead. Then the Sith shows up. And the Sith force pushes all the Jedi away. And that's the end of the episode.
So, before we get too deep into this, I do wanna give a clarifying statement. The problem with that end scene is not, in fact, any of the pieces. I don't have a problem with Darth Giggles, the Darth that laughs. I don't have a problem with using Force Push to knock down a bunch of Jedi. And I don't actually have a problem with a cliffhanger. The problem is that back in the 50s, they knew how to do a cliffhanger. You don't do a cliffhanger at the middle or at the beginning of the fight, you start the fight, you have some exchanges, you have a character that is your focus, right? And then when that character is imperiled and things are at their lowest ebb, then you cut out on a cliffhanger.
Well, you also have to care about whether the character lives or dies.
Yeah, but I honestly don't think I give a shit about Flash Gordon, but I've got a fuck ton of Flash Gordon. Okay? All I'm saying is that there was every opportunity, before we really dig into all the stupid, for that component of the story to be well done. They chose not to have it well done. Because I've seen lots of commentary from lots of people claiming that just don't. That's a terrible ending. It's like no, that's a cliffhanger. It's a badly done cliffhanger, but it's not like a violation of some theory of storycraft where you never do that.
Well, no, it's a bad ending because it's a bad cliffhanger, and it's a bad cliffhanger because the Jedi pop their sabers, and the Sith Lord just goes push and knocks them all across the room. And that's the end. That's the end of the episode.
I have a fuck ton of Flash Gordon. Why would
Flash
this
Gordon's
surprise?
pretty awesome.
This should not surprise anyone. My mom loved Flash Gordon. We bought a fuck ton of that shit.
Now, I'm going to be doing the complete season 1 of Ncuti Gatwa of Doctor Who. I'm going to review the whole season with the ending of this abortion of a season. But I brought Ayrton McCartney in as a special consultant on one of the episodes because it involves one of the most overrated bands of all time, the Beatles.
I actually disagree with that. They are the most underrated, overrated band. They're simultaneously both.
I need that definition explained to me.
Okay, so for the popularity they get is definitely overblown, but so is the other side of the coin because they were very, very good songwriters and musicians. So on both sides of the coin, they get way too much love and way too much hate.
Okay. And they don't get hated for the right things, like John Lennon beating his girlfriend, who was underage.
Or John Lennon being not being a good songwriter without Paul.
Well, see, because I needed to have it defined for two reasons. One, the Monkees are not bad, but the Monkees get a lot of hate for being Beatles knockoffs.
The Monkees weren't even a real band.
No, they were a real band.
But they're not bad.
No, they became a real band. Those guys all had musical talent.
Yeah.
But the other thing
I have a couple of the records actually, I think.
But the other thing is that my perception of what is overrated is tainted because I was a younger man in the late 90s when not only did people come around again to say, you know what was really cool? The 60s. And tried to make Woodstock a thing again, right? So you have all of these proto-hipsters listening to the Beatles on vinyl, talking about how cool they are. And simultaneously, there was this big problem I had. This giant cancer on the side of my neck that thankfully took care of itself with a shotgun called Nirvana.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it is a toss-up to say if Nirvana or the Beatles is the more overrated band if you live in the Pacific Northwest.
I mean, that's fair.
That's fair. I definitely think outside of Nirvana's Unplugged album, they're okay.
Now, the second episode, for those of you who may not remember, involved...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, based on the opinions of my co-host, I had to fire them all immediately.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
again, Church is angry because we're right.
So anyway, the second episode involved the Doctor Ruby going back to Abbey Road to see the Beatles, and there was a cross-dresser who was the malevolent god of music, absorbing all the music in the universe. But I didn't know all the deep musical cuts here, so I brought in Ayrton as a technical consultant to add that additional context.
You mean all the retarded musical? What musical in quotes, because they said a bunch of nonsense.
I mean, I didn't know. I mean, like, the thing about the missing chord seemed stupid to me, but I didn't know if that was like some musical autism thing that was just beyond me.
No. So a chord, definitely. What a chord is 3 or more notes played in a sequence in a harmonizing fashion. That's all a chord is. It is literally impossible to have a lost chord because there's only so many notes and you can only play them in so many combinations.
Ayrton, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but a chord is defined as a thin, flexible string or rope made from several twisted strands or ribbed fabric, as in corduroy.
Did you spell it with an H?
No, I'm not British, you fuck.
No, that would be a U.
I mean, the real question is is this Russell T Davies, sexually hanging himself while masturbating? Is that what this season of Doctor Who is?
Yes.
Well, we'll get to that more detail. So Ayrton, continue to do your musical analysis of this episode.
Okay, so that was the stupid.
Do the deep analysis.
As far as the actual music part, there was that, and then the reveal of the lost, quote unquote, lost chord they played at the end. It was like an A major. It was like one of the most basic chords you first learn when you're learning piano or guitar.
So not the chord that Drake likes.
Right, exactly. It was literally just a basic major chord, which has been played for fucking birds sing major chords. If you put all their chirps patterns together in a row, you get major chords. It's literally everywhere. It's the most basic thing you first learn. The worst part about it is how they integrated music into the story, because you have built into actual music history a legend about a entity affecting the trajectory of modern music in the story of Robert Johnson. You could have easily, and this is the story that I literally wrote in like 10 minutes off the top of my head, you could have them traveling in the space-time thing, some weird sound pulse comes through and knocks them off course, and they land in 1930s Mississippi, and they can run into Robert Johnson. He's down on his luck because he sucks at playing guitar, and he's wanting to, do the whole selling his soul to the devil thing so he can be good. And then it turns out that the devil person, you can make it some sort of like, I don't know, universal force type entity that controls the music or something, and they have to defeat it because it's getting too powerful and out of control. And then because in Robert Johnson's real life he dies mysteriously just out of nowhere, we have no records of why.
Well, he had information on the Clintons.
Well, yeah, that's the prevailing theory. So then you just have it that somebody has to be this entity for the universe to keep going. So then he takes over the role of being like the music demon thing, and then you can flash forward, like do a quick cut flash of like him in the background of Abbey Road Studios, him in the background of Led Zeppelin recording their first album, and kind of like hop skip through history leading up to modern day, have him in the background of like Taylor Swift recording a song or some shit.
Now
that's
Ayrton,
how you do a story like that.
Now, Ayrton, how can we get a cross-dresser into that story?
You could go fuck yourself. That's how we could do it.
Unfortunately, they wanted a cross-dresser in the story. So how about how the Beatles helped save the day instead of the Doctor, who was the hero of the show?
Again, It was just
Again,
a
Larry,
fucking
go fuck
major-
yourself.
It was just a fucking major chord. I mean, I get it. Doctor Who's a big, British cultural media from the 60s, and so are the Beatles. So like I get why they went with the Beatles, but there's a better way you could have done this.
No, I mean the part about how that they had to figure out the song to send the thing back into the inner space, whatever, and they needed John Lennon to figure out the rest of the song. And John Lennon wasn't even the best songwriter of the Beatles, as you pointed out earlier in your rant.
Yeah, he was the second to worst.
Hey, we all live in Yellow Submarine is pretty good, Ayrton.
Oh no, I'm talking about Ringo's Octopus's Garden. That's probably the worst Beatles song.
Oh.
To say everything about my old man, you need to know that he loved that song.
Ah!
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that song is about seducing an underage girl.
My old man was not well.
And on the flip side, in my opinion, the best Beatles song is Yesterday, which is the only song in their catalog completely written and recorded by just Paul McCartney.
But anyway, my thing about all this is I'm gonna invoke the name of a disgraced YouTuber. Everybody knows H Bomber Guy because H Bomber Guy decided to get on his high horse and talk about people ripping off other people on the internet.
Well, I mean, he's done other horrible things, like he was part of a doxing organization before he got famous on the internet. And he was also part of an organization that's kidnapped children to feed them gender drugs.
Oh, yeah, no, there's plenty of reasons to not like the guy, but he also did some things of some quality. Obviously, things he gave a shit about.
Yes.
And there is a extensive series he did about how the Sherlock series with Benedict Cumberbatch is garbage.
Yes.
Langelbert flappy back.
And in the process of doing that, he has to address another series that people may not recall called Jekyll, which is about Jekyll and Hyde. And all of these things were Russell T. Davies.
No. These were by Stephen Moffat. No. These are by Moffat.
Moffat, right? But Moffat used to
be the
guy
that Rusty brought in. Yes,
right,
he was his lead script writer.
Who. And that's the thing, is that the garbage has always been there. It's just that they used to either hide it better, or there used to be more people in place to tell other people no that aren't there anymore.
That is correct. Now, my favorite bit of insight that Ayrton brought to this was the twist at the end. So the doctor winked at the audience and said there was always a twist at the end.
Oh, I fucking forgot about that part.
And the doctor sang a forgettable song with a really weird musical number that took you out of the fact that this is a time travel show, as opposed to the Beatles playing Twist and Shout, which could have been, the grounding of the fact that you're at this historical moment in music.
And you can do a little nod to kind of like the music history nerds like myself, where you can cut it to being in the studio and you have John Lennon drinking a glass of milk, because famously before they recorded that song, he had drank a glass of milk. And anybody who's a singer will tell you dairy is the worst thing for your vocal cords before performing. So that's why if you listen to the song, his voice sounds so weird in it is because of that. So you can cut to that, have him take a drink of it, and then have the producer go okay, in 3, 2, 1, and have him play the fucking song.
Because before I get to how this afterbirth of the season occurred, it's a time travel show. You're taking somebody from their ordinary life to the extraordinary of being able to not only see history, but with Doctor Who, to save history. And that's how you want it to end, that this person, through all their hard work and sacrifice and adventure, got to see this beautiful moment of history. So let's talk about how they screw it up. In the 2-part finale, they bring back Sutek from a very classic 1975 Doctor Who episode, Pyramids of Mars. Because there's a mountain on Mars that people thought was a pyramid, so lots of people said, well, the ancient Egyptians are Martians. It makes sense. It's pulp. It's gothic, it's pulp. And they had a really cool gothic actor, and Doctor Who transported Sutekh into a portal of go fuck yourself. So this whole season, there's been the mystery of Ruby Sunday. Why is it that she has this power? Hey, Devil Flyer. Inside her that makes gods fear her? Why is it that whenever she thinks about being left at the church, it snows? Now, I mean, all of those things certainly makes you think it's important, right? Even the god of death himself, who actually became the god of death because he hitched right to the TARDIS and has been riding with the TARDIS for thousands upon thousands of years, spawning little death field generators in multiple worlds at multiple points in time to unmake reality. So the villain was concerned about the mystery of Ruby Sunday, and the show answered it is, oh, her mom's just some lady who was a teen pregnancy, and her boyfriend, who was slightly younger than her, knocked her up, and she left the baby at the church. Well, why was she weirdly pointing? She was weirdly pointing because she wanted you named after the road. So the show did this, and Russell T Davies has said so. He did this as an homage to Rian Johnson in The Last Jedi.
Fuck that guy.
So Rian Johnson has graduated from not just ruining Star Wars, he's ruining multiple other places.
So the explanation.
Devil Flyer the link. Feel free.
So the explanation for why the chick is special is that she isn't.
Exactly.
Is that what I'm getting?
And the villain was defeated because he knew she had to be special for some reason, and she wasn't.
Except she was.
Right, except she was. Except the show was lying to you. The show was purposely making Easter eggs happen to generate social media buzz to make people want to watch the show so that they could participate in the social media buzz. That's what Doctor Who is now.
Oh shit! I can't share the link to the call anymore. I forgot about that.
Give me a second.
Yeah, you can from the one that I put in the disc or in the.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do it that way.
Yeah, you can do that one.
Okay.
So the show, the entire 8-episode season, which is 1 or 2 story arcs from the old season, where there's like 26 episodes, from the old days, is just, hey, what's the deal with this chick? Oh, nothing. Cool. Did we find out anything about the Doctor? No. He almost did something cool when he said, I'm killing death. I'm bringing death to bring life. I mean, that's kind of cool. But that took 8 episodes.
Yeah, but
the Doctor
if you killed death as a concept, what kind of ramifications would that have for the universe?
I mean, the show's not thinking.
We learned all about
so why
that
should
in
you?
Supernatural.
So Doctor Who is somehow even worse than Star Wars from a writing and crafting standpoint.
I'll tell you, remember when I made a track about tea or whiskey?
Yes.
The longer you go on about Doctor Who, the more whiskey I'm going to drink.
All right, let's keep going.
So you want me to talk about Ultimate Spider-Man number 6? Because I want to talk about Ultimate Spider-Man number 6 and how good it is.
You like the Ultimate Spider-Man. I haven't read it yet, but the more you talk about it, the more I kind of want to.
So the comic opens up with Peter.
The more Larry talks about it, the less I want to read it.
So the comic opens up with Peter all fucked up, beat the shit out of him. And his family is looking at him and they're like, hey, Dad, what's going on? And his little girl reveals that he's Spider-Man to the rest of the family. And Peter's like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man, and I got beat up, but I got beat up for good reason. And then it cuts to him and Green Goblin fighting Kingpin, who's got a superpowered upgrade, so Kingpin is now superhumanly strong. And they're fighting Kingpin because he's part of the bad guys who rule the world. And his son says, yeah, but you broke into that place. Isn't that kind of illegal, Dad? And he's like, yes, son, but I was doing that to stop a worse person. And, his son is struggling with that. Struggling with the ethics and consequences of what it takes to be a superhero. And he understands the world's in a bad place. But, he's struggling with that. And Peter talks to Mary Jane, who says, well, now everything's starting to make sense. And he puts on the costume. She decides to call him Spider-Man. And then he takes his wife out web slinging. Once again, this is a good, basic Spider-Man comic. And there was less focus on the weird Hickman stuff.
I'm starting to believe, Larry, that you like this for the simple fact that it's the antithesis to One More Day.
Yes, that is my major reason.
Spider-Man having a family.
Spider-Man having a family, being, a competent, successful adult who's respected by people, and he's making a difference by fighting bad guys.
But let me just be the guy that I always am in saying that the devil's advocate, so you will. Just because something is the opposite of something that was bad does not make it good. Heroes do need adversity. Heroes need trials and tribulations.
Church, he had trials and tribulations. He got beat the F up by Kingpin. He's having to struggle with the fact that his family is not entirely on board with his being a superhero. They're having questions about the ethics of it.
The thing is, Church, is that the things that Larry is laying out are my problems with it as well. Okay? For 20 years now, longer, they have told us, you are a piece of shit if you want Spider-Man to be Peter Parker, right? And Larry has pointed out that there is a mandate from the inside that even as administrations change, and they just lost an editor-in-chief, to continue with this shit policy of pushing Miles Morales in lieu of Peter Parker, right?
And make Peter Parker's life miserable and horrible.
Right, and they shit all over Peter Parker's life in the main continuity. But now, wait! Hold on, guys! It's okay. We gave you a cookie. We've deigned to give you an off-brand, ultimate Spider-Man that isn't just a Peter Parker, but is you. Because we think that the people who want to see Peter Parker must be 30 and 40-year-old dads who can't let go of their childhoods, who want Peter Parker to have a family and a hot wife.
Hold up.
It's not a good comic because it's good.
Let him cook.
It's a halfway decent comic because they're giving us what we've been telling them we want for years, and they're only doing it as a giant middle finger. It's a disguised fuck you. Because they don't have any faith in it. They're extracting money from you because they think you're an idiot.
Hold up. So first of all, the majority of Spider-Man's run, they didn't have Spider-Man being shit on. So all the best sales years of Spider-Man didn't have Spider-Man being shit on by reality. All the declining sales years of Spider-Man had Spider-Man being shit on by reality.
Right.
So that's the counter argument to the, Spider-Man needs to have adversity. He's always had adversity. The problem's not adversity. It's that Spider-Man's being prevented from having a normal life, from being a competent superhero.
But here's the thing. They could have just, stopped in the main continuity. They didn't have to make a second book with an alt version of Spider-Man to appeal to a demographic they don't care about.
Well, that's not why they're
to
doing
us
it.
to
Though.
get our money.
They're doing it because they want to support the Jonathan Hickman project of doing
They don't
a
fucking care
reboot of the
about
Ultimates.
the project.
No, they do. They do.
Right.
Marvel management loves Jonathan Hickman.
Right, they're fucking wrong. It's okay.
Watch yourself, Room.
Welcome aboard.
Look, you and I have had our discussions about the question of whether or not Secret Wars before. I understand when you kick me out of the box, but I'm telling you, okay, Hickman's not good. Most of the writers they've had of late are not good. And circling the bowl and telling us, well, no, we're bringing back this guy or letting this guy do that thing, when it's the same people who fucked it up, doesn't make it magically good. Welcome aboard, Momentum Rex. How are you?
If you want to weigh in on the Spider-Man debacle before we move on, feel free.
No, actually, I just watched Pyramid of Mars not too long ago, and Sutek.
Heck yeah! Pyramid of Mars is great. It's
Absolutely.
Great classic Who. It is great classic Who.
Early, early for Tom Baker. Of course, I'm a big Doctor Who fan for about the last 8 years. Wasn't, the rest of my life. I mean, I did see some Who, and it was mostly Tom Baker on PBS because we didn't get a lot in the States over here. But
no,
I do remember, I think it was around 75, they brought back UFO, which was live action precursor to Space 1999 by Gary Anderson. And around that time, they brought back Doctor Who in black and white, and color TV was already in by then. So it was really wild to watch black and white on color TV at that time. Just like when color was coming in, it was real odd. If you even had a color TV, everything was in black and white. And there for a while, it was a mixture of black and white till color, till everything went color. And they made it cheaper to make in color, I guess. But I know they brought back like the first Doctor, the second, and then the third, and then they stopped doing that on Saturday. But I never did get Doctor Who till I gave it a chance about 8 years ago and 8.5 years ago, and liked it ever since. The classic Who. Now, what they've done is an abomination since Jodie Whittaker, and even before that, was starting to slide a little bit, in my opinion. Now some people might like it, and if they like it, that's great. I think they've destroyed the canon of the property myself. I could be wrong, but New Who does not interest me. Not even the David Tennant stuff. I'd like to be interested in it, but it was the hottest thing going when David Tennant was around the first time on the convention circuit. Well, it was the hottest property out there.
And not only that, but David Tennant kind of jump-started part of the Marvel small screen universe with his portrayal as the Purple Man on the.
He was great as the Purple Man. Absolutely, he is definitely. I had the first season of that where he's in that, and on the Netflix show you're referring to, and he's great in that. He's a great actor.
I am actually of the opinion that David Tennant did the Purple Man expressly to prove to people who are not familiar with his Shakespearean work that he is not Doctor Who. Because one of the criticisms that I have had of subsequent Doctors, and one of the criticisms that I have held of other shows trying to riff on Doctor Who, such as the Fox Lucifer series, which is an abortion onto Lucifer the comic.
You be careful. That's a good show. I mean,
you can be wrong, Church. It's okay.
It's not.
He's going to kick you off the show again.
Oh, I know. But here's the thing.
No. I'll let him have his wrong opinion. But the thing is, if you're holding, see, we had to get past this early on in the show. We can't hold everything up to the lens of canonically correct to the like. Not everything can be Sandman.
No, I get that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that I feel they chose that actor, and they guided that actor in that show by saying, "Be David Tennant," because we couldn't get David Tennant.
No, what they did is they said, we want one of these like almost rom-com, sit-down, light-hearted shows with the dressings of the Lucifer comic series.
You can make that argument, but I honestly think that actor, the English guy they have being Lucifer,
that show existed to entrance an audience that was never ever going to read the comic books.
And I'd be open to that argument, except later on when David Tennant of all people was on not Small Gods, Good Omens, right? Very clearly, since Terry Pratchett was dying, right? Somebody, possibly Neil Gaiman, said
it was Neil Gaiman.
Just do Doctor Who as a demon. Okay? The poor man is a good actor. I agree with Rex. But he consistently is presented with be that character that made a lot of money somewhere else.
Hey, he was also
desperate to not be represented that way.
He was also an excellent Scrooge McDuck. His DuckTales was a very good DuckTales.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. I did not see.
And that DuckTales also gave character growth to Donald.
I mean, he is a sailor.
Yeah, they brought
We're
in
getting
lore
off the rails, unlike
they brought in Donald Duck lore from the comics.
I mean, Church, I don't have cocaine, unlike Nick Rekieta.
Hey. Now, Nick Rekieta's 9-year-old kid apparently had cocaine.
So I have heard.
After finding that out, I've never been so fucking mad at the internet.
So, Church...
I literally had to look at my wife and say, I've been able to laugh at this whole Nick Rekieta thing because it's so ridiculous. And now I'm just fucking furious at the whole goddamn internet. I understand how Josh Moon feels.
So you want to open up with our discussion about the fall from grace of Nick Rekieta?
No. I said my piece on Nick Rekieta, and I meant it when I said it. I don't want to give him any more airspace than he's already taking up. But I do. How about how
Ethan Van Sciver was helping Nick Rekieta out by deleting comments in his...
I've got good stuff. I've got good stuff to talk about. Funny stuff.
Okay.
So, Momentum. I don't know if you're familiar or not, but there is a RICO trial going on in the Georgia courts right now for a rapper by the name of Young Thug.
Oh shit! I forgot about
that. So, Young Thug is a gangster rapper, and he has the most gangster lawyer of anyone on the planet right now.
Is it the guy who represented Kwame?
No. This is Brian Steele. So...
That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not attorney-client privilege unless you were in my chambers. That's the only way you can figure out.
The attorney for Young Thug had a long, heated exchange with Judge Euro Glenville. The judge gave Brian Steele specifically told Copeland that he could be in jail for the duration.
Attorney-client privilege unless you were in my chambers. That's the only way you can figure out.
The attorney for Young Thug had a long, heated exchange with Judge Euro Glenville. The judge gave Brian Steele 5 minutes to disclose where he learned of the meeting in the judge's chambers with prosecutors. At issue is this star witness for the state, Kenneth Copeland. He spent the weekend in jail after refusing,
a.k.a. Lil Woody,
not the preacher,
on Friday. Copeland reluctantly took the stand today, but dodged many questions. After a lunch break, Steele said he learned that prosecutors allegedly told Copeland that he could be in jail for the duration of the trial, and even until all 26 defendants have their cases disposed of. Steele said, if true, that's coercion and witness intimidation.
That is.
Young Thug's
that absolutely is.
Adams said if Steele is removed, he could not continue with the proceedings.
Okay, and the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety.
So with that, basically what happened is the judge had an ex parte meeting, which basically meant an out of trial meeting with Little Woody's lawyer, and the prosecution. Now, let's just talk about who wasn't there, and that would have been the defense. Well,
that's crazy.
The major problem with this happened after Kenneth Copeland, aka Little Woody, was sworn in to testify. So there is no contact with the witness by any party without all parties present after a witness is sworn in to testify, because it allows for things like coercion. It allows for things like witness intimidation. It allows for things like backroom shady handshake deals that say, we'll give you immunity and we won't prosecute you if you lie as long as you say these things that we need you to say. And Brian Steele found out about it and did one of the most big ball gangster shit moves I've ever seen. And he approached the court and he was like, yeah, you done fucked up, Judge. So the judge tried to hold him in civil contempt with criminal charges. And that led to a series of things happening. I've got a couple of more clips that we'll go through, and then I'll fill in any blanks that I can. But are any of you all familiar with this besides me?
No,
I
have
am
no
not,
idea
but I
about
am
it.
now very interested.
I just don't understand why being in contempt of a court is illegal, because I'm in contempt of the entire government and every single organization and person who works for them.
The only kind of witness I like being is a hostile one.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why when I'm questioned, I always answer every question with a question.
If I, for some reason, am ever in a courtroom, that is not going to turn out well for me.
Brown's everybody present? Needs to be present? All right, thank you for your patience, counsels. The court's had an opportunity to reflect, and Mr. Steele, if I could ask you to take the podium, please, as well. Stand next to your attorneys.
So what's happened now is there's a strike force of defense attorneys that are on call basically 24/7 around the country to show up in support of other defense attorneys who shit like this happens to. So when this judge flew off the rails, no fewer than 25 lawyers showed up in his defense. Now, this piece of shit judge wouldn't allow them in the courtroom. He only allowed the ones that were being recognized as counsel for Brian Steele, because Brian Steele has the right to an attorney. So this chick right here, her name is Ashley something, but she was also involved in the Trump case. So she's like a fucking shark, and she's like citing all kind of shit to this judge, telling him how he done fucked up. But let's see if some of that plays out here. See, this was I tried to parse down some of the important parts, but this happened over the course of several hours on a stream with Potentially Criminal. Shout out Sean. And I just wasn't able to clip everything that was important without it being the whole show.
Yeah.
So
I got something for you real quick, Ayrton.
For me?
Yep.
Okay, Miss Merchant, Mr. Steele, and I apologize.
Ashley Merchant, apparently. Great name for a lawyer.
It really is.
Mr. Susar, Judge.
One more time.
Susar.
What? Spell your last name for us.
SUSOR. Sierra Uniform Sierra Oscar.
You're a good man. Good man. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Or to the order of contempt. Mr. Steele, I am going to hold you under, still hold you in summary criminal contempt pursuant to OCGA 15-1-3, subpart 3, for your failure to comply with my earlier order today. I'm going to order that you be taken into custody, incarcerated in the Fulton County Jail for no more than 20 days for this contempt. Those 20 days consisting of every weekend for the next 10 weekends. And you'll be reporting to 901 Wright Street Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318 at 7 p.m. on Fridays. You'll be released on 7 p.m. on Sundays. And it's to commence this Friday, June the 14th at 7 p.m. and not to end until Sunday, August the 18th at 2024, 7 p.m. Subject to further order of this court. And that will be entered and e-filed. You may take whatever steps you and your counsel deem appropriate after that. Okay?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I'm going to file a notice of appeal, but for whatever reason that doesn't take, and you don't give a bond, then I'd ask that I can be with Mr. Williams and we work on our case all weekend, for all those weekends. Otherwise, I can't prepare. I speak with Mr. Williams all the time.
That's up to you, and sir. I will, sir. If that comes to pass, you have my support. I will talk.
Now let's just talk about what he just asked.
Mhm.
He just asked that he not be held in the local jail or in some private like holding place for lawyers in contempt. No, he wants to go to the cell block where Young Thug is being held and hang out with his client.
Okay, that's what I thought he said, but I wasn't 100% sure on.
That is the most gangster fucking shit you can do in this
But
area. Judge, let me just not do what you just said. Just throw me in the prison with my client so that I can be worshipped like a king for the weekend.
But this judge is off the chain. He really is.
And the fucked up thing is this isn't some ambulance chaser that got elected to the position. This man is a brigadier general in the JAG Corps.
Hmm?
This man like worked and has done some of the greatest like lawyering and judging of our generation to excel to the position that he holds as chief justice or as chief judge and a brigadier general in the JAG Corps. And this trial having gone on since November of last year and involving so many people has broken him to this point where he is committing acts that break the Constitution in half over his knee. And when he's called out about it, he gets so pussy hurt about it that he just can't back down.
I would be suspicious of every single other case he's ever presided over.
That's the problem with shit like this. Like everything that happened from the moment that he held his lawyer in contempt called his entire career into question, which from the outside looking in is a stellar and flawless career.
At the end of the day, what the state did is witness tampering.
Well, at the end of the day, what the state did was just fucking torpedo this trial.
Yep.
They'll never be able to pull these charges. Like once all the dust settles and the smoke clears, there's a 99% chance that this entire case goes away and cannot be retried because of prejudice.
Yep.
They just tanked hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of the Atlanta budget for judiciary shit. And just blew it up because this guy couldn't stand being called out. What should have happened is he said, in hindsight, I understand your issues with the ex parte hearing. We will immediately release the transcripts of those conversations. And I hope that once everything settles and the appellate court and the Supreme Court reviews this, that the trial is able to continue until such time the trial is on hold, and we will try and expedite this so we can get back on track. That would have at least saved the integrity of the trial going forward. Instead, what happened is the following week, the following day, rather, Little Woody took the stand.
Oh, shit.
So there's no going back from that.
I mean, my message to this judge would just be get wrecked, nerd.
Well, he's going to. I mean, like I said, 25 lawyers showed up to make sure of that.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Talk with our sheriff, and we may be able to make that work. Okay, if that should occur. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Is Miss Counsels, I'm done with this. Unless you have anything else. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss Burchin and Miss Scissor.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
May we get a copy of that?
Yes. In fact, the clerk is going to file a copy. It's going to be e-filed? It'll be on the e-file system momentarily.
And I've got one more.
It warms my heart watching any sort of public sector worker get brought down. This is like porn to me. My pants are off, by the way.
Is about to be held in contempt of court for getting information that was ex parte, meaning he was never supposed to get in.
Told that Mr. Copeland said, and you haven't answered my question yet. I'm not. How did you answer that question? You're not. No, I will not answer that question. Why will you not answer that question? Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to. No. I'm asking you, how did you get this information? I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based on information. Okay, well, listen. If you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems. We can have this. I have problems right now. Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you? What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why, sir? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who this. Tell me who this information was coming from. I don't want to be held in contempt. I'm not answering that question. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out. I tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me, you don't have to. If you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in contempt because that is not attorney-client privilege. How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you? I'm not. You should have told me. You got 5 minutes. Well, I don't need it. I want to continue. You got 5 minutes? This is what I was told. Mr. Copeland made statements that he admitted to Kevin Thomas and was. Don't take my notes. No.
So did you hear what he just said? Don't take my notes. The bailiff came up and tried to take his notebook.
Which is a violation. That's a violation of his client's rights. That's grounds. That is grounds for a mistrial.
Immediately. Well, everything that just happened is grounds for mistrial.
Yeah.
But the second gangster fucking thing that happened is Young Thug has 2 lawyers representing him. So Brian Steele's co-counsel. Go ahead.
It gets better because if I was the defense, I would have copies of that material in several places. So even if they took his notes, he has a backup. He has a backup.
Are things you write on the fly. Like his notepad is shit he's writing on the fly as trial goes on. So,
right.
Yes, we make copies of it and there are digital backups after trial, but that shit that he was reading off of at that very moment was shit that he created as he found out about this fucking ex parte meeting.
Right.
But anyway, his co-counsel, after he was held in contempt, put in handcuffs and carried to the back, stood up and said, well, first off, I'm not going to continue without Mr. Steele here. And secondly, if you're going to hold him in contempt for the information that he has, well, I have it too, so you might as well throw me in there as well. And then every other defense lawyer in the place, because there are like 8 defendants in the courtroom at one time, every one of them came up and they're like, yeah, we have the information too. And we want the transcripts for this ex parte meeting. We demand a mistrial. And we think you should recuse yourself. So, I mean, this judge just got a beating that day.
That makes me so happy. I love it.
And this has gone up to the Supreme Court at present moment. So this is at the Supreme Court of Atlanta. Not the big Supreme Court, but the Atlanta Supreme Court is reviewing this case. The problem is this is the chief judge, so there's really no higher judge to review this and hold him accountable in his
other than the state Supreme Court. It'd have to go all the way to the top.
The appellate court. Well, no, the appellate court and the state Supreme Court. But the appellate court said this is a little too big for us, so we're going to kick it upstairs immediately to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
I don't expect this trial to go past July. I don't expect it to survive July.
No,
not at all.
And I mean, this happened on trial date 88, and that was 2 weeks ago. The trial's been going on since like November of 2023, but with time off for the court and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's only been in session for 88 days. But I mean, you got to think there is a jury who just lost 88 days of their life for nothing.
Was there material that the defense? I was unclear on this. That the defense obtained. What was he trying to get out of him? That was only privy.
So there was an ex parte meeting in chambers. The judge and the prosecution met with the witness and the witness's attorney after the witness was sworn in to testify. The information obtained was information about that meeting, that it had occurred. And the judge was arguing that the only way Brian Steele could have had that information is if somebody told him against the wishes of the court, or if he was spying on the court. So he essentially accused Brian Steele of a crime initially, and walked that back when Ashley Merchant threatened to fucking sue him over it.
But by a novice's interpretation of the Constitution, and I am not a smart man in this regard, isn't the judge's actions a violation both of habeas corpus and your right to name your accuser?
Yes.
Which are fundamental assurances in the Bill of Rights.
Correct.
Yeah. This whole case is exploding. This whole case is exploding all over the place.
Because the judge got pussy hurt that somebody called him out on his bullshit. See, what happened is little Woody took the stand and said, I ain't talking. And then they took him to the sidebar, and the prosecution offered him immunity in anything that he admitted to as long as he testified. And he was like, cool. I still ain't talking.
Whoa. You cannot compel a witness to testify.
No, you can't testify, but they have no right to their Fifth Amendment if you grant them immunity.
Right. But I'm saying just
because they're no longer incriminating.
He could have refused immunity and just pled the Fifth the entire time. They wouldn't be able to do shit.
No.
He's retarded. So that's exactly what he did. He took immunity and said, "I'm still not talking." So
here's the thing.
Then the following Monday, this meeting took place with the judge, the prosecution, and this witness and his attorney. And then all of a sudden, he comes out and sits on the stand and starts singing.
Yeah, that's what we call hinky. I don't know if that's a legal term, but I think that is a term that is known.
Legal term is witness. The legal term is witness tamper. The state tampered with the witness, and it was their own witness too, most likely.
Which they had ample time to tamper with before the trial.
You want to know what's extra funny about that?
That judge was?
Well, no. There is just something that I don't want to get lost in the shuffle. There is exactly one commandment in the Bible which is not a religious doctrine, even though it's a commandment. It is, in fact, a secular doctrine because it was a legal doctrine of Rome, which we still have on the books as illegal, which is bearing false witness. It is a crime to lie under oath.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And what could possibly be had other than lies if someone is paid to testify in a given fashion? Now, I'm not saying that they offered little Woody money, but if the judge and the prosecution met with a guy who may have been their witness to then proceed to misrepresent facts in their favor for some kind of sweetheart deal, then anything he says is suspect.
Oh, no. It's worse than
Definitionally.
that. It's worse than that. They said, listen, there are 26 other defendants in this case. And if you don't talk, you're going to be in jail through all 26 of those trials.
Right.
Which is his habeas corpus getting violated.
Right. That is basically extortion.
No, it is extortion. Not even basically. It is.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. It's like that's a long list of fucked up.
And again, the prosecution making a negotiation with a witness like that, the defense has a right to be in the room.
Yes. For all ex parte meetings whatsoever, with any witness, with any defendant, with any counsel, anything that takes place in this trial in regards to witness testimony or the defense ability to valiantly defend their client, the defense has access to without question.
And as you said, even if the argument is, well, I wanted to have a private word with him, right?
You can't do that. You don't get that.
Well, I was going to say, you can at least offer up the transcript of your own volition.
You have to give the transcripts too.
Right.
You have to give transcripts.
That's what I'm saying.
The defense has to be there.
Right. The fact that there was a conversation and no transcript, and you can't know what it's about, and how dare you find out outside of whatever chain the judge thinks that there is really fucked up. That is super wrong.
I cannot wait to watch this guy's life completely fall apart after this. I'm so excited. I'm so hard right now.
So this is some good content you came up with, Church. I like this content. This is good content.
I got one more thing, but we can hold that till a little later. If anybody else has something else they want to bring in.
So I have something to close out the show with. So Rune, do you want to talk about Mexican Works?
I mean,
or
yes,
do you want to see the best
no.
spaghetti recipe you've ever seen in your life?
Yes.
No. We have to watch My Wife is Retarded, which is a great short film. Do we want to watch My Wife is Retarded first? It's only like 10 minutes of film.
Only 10 minutes.
It is only 10 minutes.
That's 10 minutes you'll never get back.
No, you will enjoy those 10 minutes because it's funny.
Spaghetti recipe?
I am not the Lord of the Dance. I answer to the majority.
You have to remember, though, it's me saying it's the best spaghetti recipe, so that means it's going to be terrible.
And I
what I have might potentially make you feel better, so we'll follow up whatever horribleness comes next.
I already have a hard on. It doesn't matter.
Oh god.
So
there are so many erect penises in my proximity. I'm disturbed.
So pull up My Wife is
Alice.
You better not bend over to pick it up.
So Ayrton, pull up My Wife is Retarded. This will be a feel good moment.
Okay, hold on.
Spaghetti sauce.
This stars Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings. Sean Astin, who was also in Goonies.
Yes, I saw this. This is amazing.
Slather it. Blockbuster Video. Yay! Shutting up now. 10 minutes, no more.
10 minutes.
It's never what you worry about. It's never what you prepare for. But then you're sitting in some doctor's office and he tells you something that changes your life forever.
Mr. Klein, your wife is retarded.
Retarded?
I'm afraid the tests were quite conclusive. This is a standard intelligence test. We use it to diagnose such things. When we asked your wife, for example, what is the
Oh, that was the best opening to a film I have ever seen. Holy shit, that is amazing.
It gets better. It gets better.
square root of 4? She responded, monkey pants, I hate you, duty.
So she doesn't like math. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with her.
And then there's this. The Kleiman-Woodcock Protocol. It's a battery of more sophisticated test to assess psychopathology. She responded by writing the word cock 192 times. And then by drawing what the lab determined was a picture of me with my head inserted into my own anus.
That's actually what I put down
This,
as
of
my
course, is something we
SATs.
often see in cases of this type. I'm afraid there can be no other diagnosis.
Oh, this sounds like the perfect woman.
Hold up. One of the best parts is coming up right here.
Okay.
Well, how am I going to tell her?
Tell me what?
My wife? Retarded? How could this happen to us? We seemed like such a happy, normal couple.
You can't blame yourself, Jeff. Retardation is extremely easy to misdiagnose. I hear it all the time. People will say, I just thought my wife was really cool.
That's exactly what I thought.
Awesome! Don't you wish there was a car bigger than the Hummer?
Dude.
See, I want to point out if a chick laughs at a dude getting hit in the nuts that hard, she's a sadistic, twisted bitch. She's not retarded.
I don't know. When he's doing that, you're allowed to laugh longer.
Fair.
How could I not see it?
It's not your fault. You're not a doctor.
Why was he
You don't have our
grabbing his
equipment.
ass too?
Yeah, but I knew something was wrong.
Oh, my finger.
You've never been hitting the ball so
Hold
hard
up.
that it made your asshole pucker?
Not cool, dude.
I don't remember anything past the first 5 minutes.
I really want to see that new Ben Affleck movie.
What did you just say?
Look, Dane Cook is in town.
That's when I got very worried.
People see movies like Forrest Gump and they romanticize how fun it would be to be married to a retarded person. Just all childlike innocence and gentle wisdom. But unfortunately, that's just a pack of Hollywood lies.
Yeah, but she'll get better, right?
No, Jeff, she's not going to get better. She's retarded. Now, right now, you're experiencing what we call denial.
Maybe
This will help
Jeff
you
should
with
take
your
the
feelings.
test.
Do yourself a favor. Talk to someone.
Oh, God. I have to tell her parents.
Tell them what? This hospital is so gay.
Greg?
I'm back. We
got some bad news today. Wow. You all right?
Oh, it's fine. It's nothing. I touched Carol's Dale Earnhardt clock.
Anyway, maybe you should sit down.
Why?
Julie and I went to the hospital today.
And Julie's retarded.
How did you know?
How did I know? How did I know?
Where's Carol?
Working out.
Wait a minute. Is Carol?
No spotter.
You take the good with the bad. She's still my princess. My retarded princess.
It's got that.
I mean, it all makes sense now. I mean, when you'd always say to me, Julie's such a special girl, you were trying to warn me.
You only hear what you want to hear. It's okay. It'll be okay.
Will it?
Well, that's up to you, Jeff. You have a choice to make. The choice every man has to make when he discovers the woman he loves is retarded. Sure, you're never going to do a crossword puzzle together. You're never going to take dancing lessons or join a book club. She thinks books are gay. But she'll have your back in a bar fight. Can you accept that? Can you accept her for who she is?
Hey, I'm gonna go see that new Ben Affleck movie. Come on, Julie.
Could I accept her? Could I accept what our life would be? It tore me up inside. I'm no saint. I had my low points. Is that supposed to be funny? Huh? My wife is retarded. My wife is retarded. My wife is retarded. My wife is retarded. Yeah, pal. My wife is retarded. My wife is retarded. But I realize something. Sure, my wife is retarded. But God forgive me, we have the best marriage of anyone I know. I forgot anniversary.
Like a
That's
dog
today.
in there is in the
Look
master.
what I made you.
Oh.
Look.
So happy he
That's
got
you,
home.
and that's me, and we're watching football, and we're drinking beer, and our house is made of pizza, and after the game, we're going to do it. Do you like it?
I love it. Hello?
Jeff, Dr. Heichman, I have very, very exciting news. A miracle.
What kind of miracle?
There is a new experimental procedure. Now, it's risky, it's expensive, and it won't be easy, but I think that there is hope.
That you can have a normal wife.
Someone with whom you can enjoy the life of the mind, share the joy of constructive criticism.
Thrust and parry in a heated political debate.
Oh, really? Or maybe Camille Paglia frightens you because she is right.
Jeff?
What? Yeah, I'm here.
A completely normal wife.
It's awesome.
Who is that?
Wrong number. Hey, I got you.
Affleck.
I know some of you will think I'm a monster, but why should being happy be a disease? The heart is a lonely hunter, a lonely, retarded hunter.
So, guys,
That was beautiful. Brought a tear to my eye from the very first scene.
Apparently,
So what do you-
Eric is working on alcohol syndrome.
so what do you think of My Wife is Retarded?
Let's get to this fucking spaghetti recipe so I can show some good shit.
Yes. All right, yes for it. Give me a sec here.
Actually,
well, I mean, to answer this question, it's not Shakespeare.
I'd say it's better
it'll
than
do, Cotton.
Shakespeare.
It'll do.
Well, hold up. I just have to say,
I'm kind of retarded.
I loved it. It was beautiful. It was heartwarming.
I knew you would love it, Ayrton.
Like I said, it was on my radar for a while. I just hadn't gotten around to watching it yet.
I had seen a clip. I did not know there was more of it.
Wait, is this the guy who lives in the post-apocalyptic house?
No.
No, it's way too clean for that guy.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
He's speeding no right, fall his hand on my coach. He touching a millio
Oh.
doing good.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
He didn't break the noodles, at least.
Yes, he's deep frying the noodles.
Oh. Oh.
He's also starting a house fire.
Oh no! No!
Into the microwave we go.
If you try me, hoes on sight, it's on the Uzi, but he acting real bullshit. I like to fight over things.
No. What? What? Did
I wish I never saw that. I didn't ask for that.
I warned you.
Why the mayonnaise? Or was that ranch dressing? Neither option is better.
Glizzy stuffed crust. I was a little bit perplexed with this combination, but then I realized I could get the cheesy stuffed dogs. So let's get after it. I'm taking every precaution to make this better, so we're going to heat these up just a little bit. If you guys are liking these combination videos, make sure to leave a like and comment down your combination below. Now for the stuffed. We broke one a little bit. Gotta roll them up. Crimper. We're going to do red sauce because it's the closest thing I have to ketchup. Not just 1 cup of cheese, but a 2nd cup of cheese. And a little bit extra. Cut in half the leftover hot dogs, and we're going to put them on top. Into the oven. I don't know what I would think, but this looks interesting. Let's see how it tastes.
Honestly, that's probably not bad.
The pizza tastes pretty good, but what about the crust?
Well, first he made a mistake. You put
tastes better.
What you do is you put the dogs on the tomato, and then you put the cheese on top of the dogs. That way, the cheese holds the grease in, and the grease merges with your crust.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a rookie mistake right there.
Well,
yeah. So if I want a hot dog, I'll eat a hot dog. I don't want it hot dog pizza, really.
Well, that
I would
wasn't
eat
what
it.
I had to make. That wasn't what I had to make Rune feel better. What I did have to make Rune feel better, though, is Rune.
Yeah.
What's 12 years in the making and goes live tomorrow?
I have no idea.
Really? I'm breaking this for you, huh?
If it's something I know about, I don't recall it. Ah.
I wish I had a fun pump.
What is this?
7 Days to Die.
Oh.
I have an important question, though, Church.
Yes.
Is it done, or did they just give up?
No. We'll get to that. Just finish the trailer.
Okay.
Howdy, Survivor.
I get so scared on blood moons. I wish someone could stay the night.
I could do it in 6.
So, 7 Days to Die has been in development for over 12 years.
Why?
It's a survival horror, not MMO, but just like, what would you call it, Rune?
It's a survival crafting game. It's a Minecraft, not a massive multiplayer.
But it's like Minecraft with zombies instead of creepers, and every 7 days in game, you get swarmed by a horde of zombies that get progressively stronger as your team gets stronger. I played this briefly in 2020. Well, not briefly, but I played this pretty extensively, actually, in 2020 and 2021 with a group that Rune put together. And recently, one of my Magic the Gathering guys asked me if I would play 7 days with him, and I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'll play some 7 days." And he's like, "You know what that is?" But he's the one who let me know. Streamer Weekend was this weekend, so tomorrow, 7 Days 1.0 officially launches on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, and whatever else is on. So they've updated the graphics. They have completely overhauled the armor system. So instead of having clothes and armor, it's a more cohesive system. They've added weapons. I don't know if you saw the chainsaw.
I mean, I may have to talk to my droogs and be like, guys, we got to go back.
It's time to go back. They've added vehicles. They did nerf the trader, so the trader's not giving you like min-max options like you used to be able to do, where you could like cheat the trader, so to speak, depending on what you were wearing or what you had. I don't think you can. It kicks you from the trader post after closing, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, that is still true.
But we'll stop that one, and and to answer your question, Rune, we have a roadmap of what they plan to do going forward. So the game is not dead. They finally just, I think they had to do all the console adaptations and get all those kinks worked out, which is why we haven't seen any major updates lately. But completely remade vehicle asset, new animals, new gore system for zombies, zombie variant, so the zombies don't all look the same anymore.
So Steam Early Access, the quest for funding.
Yeah. You got road decals, new POIs, updated graphics, optimization, random generation improvements, updated controller support, plus other update systems not listed here. In Q4, they're hoping to launch weather systems and biome progression overhaul to make you, keep moving across the map. Wardrobe system, they're trying to enable crossplay and additional zombie stages, spawn near friend, Twitch cross, outfit, and more. In Q2 25, they're hoping to add NPCs like bandits, overhaul the UI and main menu system, introduce an event system, and add new quest types. Then by Q4 of 25, they're hoping to overhaul the trader, add a story mode, add Steam Workshop support so people can jump in and, develop their own mods and whatnot, and add new quest types. So something to look forward to.
Eh.
Something to look forward to. Because I mean, we both put a lot of hours into this game. I think I have 700 and something hours in this game, and that's like a light sentence for somebody who plays this game.
I have 112 hours, 112.2.
I mean, I played this more than you.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. I mean, when I do something, I do turn it up to 12, but yeah. So 7 Days to Die. We got to get the old gang back together.
Yeah. It's literally we got to get the old gang back together. Go forth and collect the team. I'd be like,
I just want to run treasure maps again, man. I don't give a shit. Just give me some good armor and a good weapon, and I'll go dig up shit.
Oh yeah.
You need some nitrogen? I'll go get it. I know the other people on the panel don't give a shit about that, but I did see that, and I was like, Rude always gets fucking trolled with a bunch of bullshit. And,
I mean, considering my opinions on Hickman, I believe you believe that some of it is deserved. So...
No. I mean, this isn't for me, but I know that there's all sorts of content that sometimes comes on here that isn't for me, and I'm okay with that. There's nothing of substance I can add for it.
Well, I think you can appreciate the idea of a game that's been in development for 12 years finally going live and not being abandonware.
Yes.
Therein lies the real trick, is that
12 years is insane.
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, I had given up hope. I had thought it was going to be on perpetual alpha on Steam early access. So I am surprised that it's actually going live.
You guys actually told me that this was going to be a perpetual alpha game, that the only major innovations were going to come from incorporating mods that people had created for the game.
I mean,
into
12
the actual...
years, man. There's every reason to believe that was true.
What have we got here?
Oh, a lasagna recipe.
With ramen?
I'm already horrified.
You're just going to place your ramen bricks down, and these are uncooked. We're only going to use half of the flavor packets and just spread them out over the top. After that, you're going to use 32 ounces of your favorite marinara sauce. I'm using the Rouse. This stuff is delicious. You're just going to pour
noodles
it
are
directly
noodles.
over the noodles. Then on top of that, we're going to do about a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. On top of that, we're going to spread about a cup of ricotta. Spread it over everything here. So we're going to use 2 cups of mozzarella cheese.
Orange.
This wall to wall of cheese. We're going to add some pepperoni. We're just going to place these pepperonis on the whole thing. We're going to go with some Parmesan here. You can grate the Parmesan yourself. Then we're going to hit it with that Italian seasoning for that extra flavor. We're going to throw this in for about 50 minutes.
Not a lasagna,
All right, our
that's a
ramen
pizza.
lasagna is done, and it turned out delicious. I'm just going to dig out
It's
a
a
generous
ramen
portion.
pizza. What the fuck is wrong
Try
with you?
this thing out.
He definitely called it a lasagna.
He's wrong.
That is so good.
I Styles had fallen this far.
I have a feeling that if I were going to eat something like that, I would be on the toilet for like the rest of the day.
The rest of the day. Try the
Well,
rest
you
of the
would
week.
be, but that's just because the turd wouldn't like get out of your anus because of the amount of cheese.
It would
be like trying to literally shit a brick.
It would be like
the
Wings
same
of
shape
Redemption.
it went in.
It would be like Wings of Redemption. It would turn sideways.
And
you get grandma to come in and fucking breach the turd.
Fish it out.
And in the classic military term, meals ready to excrete.
To expel.
Oh, God. Either way.
So Rune, do you want to talk about Mexican orcs?
I mean, no, but I'm going to.
You can talk about Mexican orcs and bears to close out the show if you want to.
Well, do you want to talk about bears or do you want to talk about Mexican orcs first?
Yes.
We have
I
10
think
minutes, Rune.
I think the Mexican orcs have more substance.
All right. So, WotC has been putting forth previews of D&D content for some time. The covers for the Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, DMG are out. They look like ass. No one's surprised. Lots of people are pissed off about all of the pastel on everything because everything must now be brought to you by your local fabric softener swatch.
Lisa Frank.
But of note, if you recall, within the last 2 years or so, one of the big conversations was this idea proposed by fuckfaces like Legal Kimchi and others that orcs are somehow black coded. And of course, the theory of what the fuck is coding and the idea that everything is a subliminal, subconscious, fake and gay pseudo representation with a secret meaning because nothing's what it looks like, right? So orcs are not green, orcs are not big, orcs are not violent, orcs are not a stand-in for any aggressive foreign outsider. Orcs are not the penultimate fear of the breakdown of civilization created by an evil god. All of that stuff is a pretense. Orcs are black guys because it was in
No,
Bright.
they're lucha libre.
Well, that's what they are now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some lore to pad this out. In the Forgotten Realms, orcs were green and pig-faced. But at some point, in the latter part of 2nd and the early part of 3rd, they did a storyline that you don't have to fucking use, where a portal opened and a bunch of gray orcs entered into the Forgotten Realms. Gray orcs who were smarter and more powerful and more dangerous than the regular orc.
Wait, no, I think I've read this before. Isn't that
Hold
just
up.
the semen of World War Hulk?
No.
No. Hold up, Bruno. Are you saying that we need to build a wall and make the Grey Orcs pay for it?
Yes. I mean, they're orcs. Building a wall to keep out orcs is a good idea because they are orcs. They live for conquest and they live to destroy. Right? When the orc looks at you, the orc does not see shared humanity. The orc sees prey.
That sounds xenophobic there, Rune.
It's fucking accurate. It's not xenophobic if it's true. Okay?
That sounds like your dog whistling a little bit here.
What dog whistle? It's true. I will go get my copy of Unearthed Arcana, the physical book. I will read you the origin story of the orc. If you want to hear the lore from their own lips, orcs don't view you as people.
Are they only 13% of the population in the D&D world?
Actually, less. They're actually less.
So,
real quick, I just want to step in. The original description of the orcs is what Matt Denneman uses as his description of orcs in Dungeon Crawler Carl. They're green and pig-faced.
So
Yes.
before I get into the specifics of what WotC did, an important clarification. I like half-orcs. Half-orcs as a character concept is neat. If you like half-orcs, you probably
That's where you
like
get the best
dwarves
bacon.
from PNG. Right?
Canada?
No. Half-orcs are as smart as humans, but with the feral power of orcs, and are sort of trapped between two worlds, and it's a role-play opportunity. There's a lot of interesting things to do with them. They've been around forever. So anybody getting on their high horse with an ultra-Christian, ultra-conservative, somehow D&D's not the devil because it was always godly perspective, and there are those weirdos, right? Which is not about their religious ideology. It's about the idea that there was not a period in time somehow when playing D&D did not make you a half a Satanist, right? If they want to say that half-orcs were a bad idea, you're fucking 50 years too late. They're part of the game. So you don't have to play an orc. Orcs are savage monsters because you need a bad guy. You need something to fight. Fine. Half-orcs are a player option. And this is as someone who's fully in favor of monstrous adventurers. If you honestly, seriously, deep down want to struggle with the play of being an actual orc in a society that hates and fears you because you're a fucking orc, more power to you. But what WotC did is they said, well, we don't support that orcs are black-coded narrative. So in their new piece, their new preview that they released, they gave us orcs who look like vaqueros.
And the orcs also have the Fat Abuela orc, which I thought was an extra special touch.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Atlanteans and orcs are the same genotype?
I mean, that's for you and Larry to figure out. I'm going to see if I can find this real quick and pull this shit up.
So orcs are just devolved Atlanteans?
Well, I mean, orcs are actually corrupted elves.
Yeah.
Except they weren't that. In D&D, they were never elves. That's Tolkien.
Yes. But like elves, they don't have souls.
Right, they got spirits. They go to a different hellscape when they die. Their gods are not your gods.
Hold up, I actually have a video of an orc here, but let's put your thing up first.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
You can zoom in and enhance on Fat Abuela orc right there.
I can get you a better view if you give me a minute. I actually put up the wrong page.
While you find that, I actually have a musical presentation from an orc right here.
Oh hell!
Toby, just do it.
Hey, yo, is that Mexican OT? That good dog. Got me looking. Louis Vuitton on Bella when I walk through the rain in the kitchen with the chicken kind of bread like kind good dog. Got a Mexican looking like John Dine. He beat muddy water stick, carry my cane. Right pocket got money, left pocket cocaine. Bulletproof white Cadillac riding in the tank. I'm a dirty baby with some dirty baby with a dirty case. Slide down your block, light it up with pain. Stopping on.
Right, so I have this up whenever
A nice KFC commercial.
So, so the people that aren't being the people that aren't using this as an excuse to be super racist.
Wait, are they wearing sombreros?
Yes.
Well,
They are.
sombrero is just the Mexican word for hat. They're technically not wearing sombrero because the traditional Mexican sombrero has a rounded top.
Don't you oppress me, mate.
The point is that they are dressed like 19th century characters in what should be a medieval fantasy.
And they're also drawn in an extremely effeminate style.
And as somebody pointed out, I'm not the only one. That acts as a fucking sign.
The proper term for that hat, Ayrton, in your world is a bolero fedora.
Yes.
It would be a taco fedora.
So, so as I was gonna say, the people that aren't using this as an opportunity to be super racist, because of course some gamers have decided to live up to their lowest option, are pointing out the same thing, which is that these are not orcs. This does not give the feel of orcs. This gives the feel of gray humans.
No, those are half orcs. This is the picture perfect description of what a clan of half orcs would look like.
I mean, that's a lovely cope church, and I'd even go with it. But the fact of the matter is that this is supposed to be orcs now.
Yep.
Nah, fam. They're not killing something.
So,
Well, I mean, why do you think they got the birds? They're hunting something.
There are at least two males in this picture, and they're not trying to kill one another. Therefore, they're not traditional D&D orcs.
I mean, Abuela would beat them up if they tried to kill something.
And by
Hit him with the
extension,
orc chakla.
Well, I mean, just because she's the strongest orc in the group doesn't mean they wouldn't still be fighting for dominance.
and by extension, on the other end of the spectrum, we have people saying, well, this isn't for you, so stop complaining about it. Or why don't you just go play your own game? The same people that told us we were racists for saying that them fucking up our game was unacceptable in the first place.
And they also say, look, the lore doesn't matter.
Right.
When they previously said the lore is why they're Mexicans, why they're black people, and that's why it's wrong. And now they're saying, no, the lore doesn't matter.
Right.
Down the block, while the leg doing jumper jacks. Smoking on the wood, yellow timber like it's lumberjack. Suppressor on the Mac 10, sounding like it's bubble wrap. TV in the shower, I'ma give his ass a bubble bath. Choppers and choppers, little bitch, I got a whole lot of that. With the steel, I'ma kill ya, I got him falling back. Got me feeling like a baby that's finished, so with my body let. I'm just rhyming words, I don't even know how to rap. Every time that
So, with that in mind,
Original
I
or crispy?
right. I do, in fact, owe you, Larry, Church, and Ayrton, an apology.
I just found that, by the way. Thank you for bringing that up, Ayrton.
You're welcome.
I would watch that. I would watch that.
So, at the same time that this D&D orc thing is going on, someone that I respect, and I have somewhat proportionally less respect for, the basic expert who I've mentioned before, put out himself a meme suggesting that the problem with 5e players is people that played 2nd edition. That 2nd edition players created the situations that led to 5e players.
That person can get fucked.
That person can indeed get fucked. And the reason I owe you an apology about it is because when I was hanging out with those guys, I defended their right to exist. Because I still do, insofar as a couple of years ago, they were okay. But they have taken the extremist turn. They are a lovely little echo chamber, all shouting at each other, all supporting their own shit, and all stirring up trouble that doesn't need to happen. They're not any longer supporting how cool game is. They are more interested in creating divisions between gamers. Because apparently if you like 2nd edition and not 1st edition, you like the wrong edition now. Which is, fun. Right?
Oh, Basic Expert has actually gone one step further. He's now defending Vampire the Masquerade from a position of a D&D purist.
Right. Because the beneficent position he has taken, right, is that war gamers should play real D&D and story gamers should play their stories. As if the two are diametrically oppositional. As if you cannot be both. As if you cannot enjoy a good story and a good war game. I'm sorry, motherfucker. I play Mech Warrior. I like BattleTech. I blow up stompy robots with a good story behind why I'm there with my big stompy bot and my guns and how much it's going to cost me. But don't worry. As I mentioned previously, I am apparently a sexist and a racist by default.
Well, yeah, you hang out with us.
Also, you're white.
It's better. Oh, no, it's better because last night, there I was, late night, as you recall. I went a little crazy. I rambled on a bit. But there was this lovely thing that I came across. And I've mentioned this guy before and spoken well of him and said I was really impressed by him. But here we are. So, just so we're clear, if you are not an extreme leftist fucknugget, you are a racist, a bigot, and a homophobe.
Yes.
If you are not an extremist right,
that's a slur
who plays
against
the
all
right
fudge
games in the right
nuggets.
way, you are a story gaming lame-ass poser. Which means that there is theoretically no place for people like me who enjoy games for the sake of games and want to be left the fuck alone to play games.
Yes, that's the whole point of the revolution.
I mean, can I still hate women and people of different skin tones if I
Look,
game?
I'm not going to stop you from hating whatever you hate, Church. That's your problem. Just don't expect me to hate it with you.
So hold up.
Oh, of course
hold up.
not. Like that's less hatred than I can have.
So hold up, Church. Do you have something loaded to take us home with?
Well, I mean, I thought we were going to talk about bears, too.
Well, yeah. Rune's got to talk about the Bears.
Oh, well, we can talk about the Bears.
I mean, do you have the bear picture to hand? It was one of the last things I sent.
I do.
I don't know if it's an official card, but people are
It
talking
is.
like
It
it's an
is.
official
It
card.
is. They made an LGBTQ plus card pack.
Wow, I want to die inside.
As you should.
How is that different than any other day, though, Rune?
But this is for a specific reason, not a generalized reason.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I mean, I'll say again.
This is a magic card that's supposed to be. This is supposed to be distributed amongst 13-year-olds.
Yeah, no, I would not accept my child to have this. I don't care
but
if
he
it's not.
He can
showing
trade for it
anything-
though.
Here's the thing: I don't care if it's not showing anything pornographic. That is a picture of nude men in the bath.
Yes,
But it's trade bait, Rune.
I
it
don't
is.
care.
Let me see how much the thing's going for.
By the way, Church, before you dig into that, serious question.
That is a
Is it even a
$9
worthwhile
card.
fucking card?
Well, it's $30 if you get the original Odyssey version. It's $9 if you get this one.
Right, but here's the thing: is
If you get a foil of it, it's $80 in the original one.
But Church, serious question: is 2 green, 1 colorless for a 2 mana exile 2 cards for a bear worth it?
It depends on the deck you're playing.
So what?
I
so
would
what
not
I'm
build a
hearing
deck around
though,
this.
what I'm hearing though, Church, is we could each just spend $9 a month and just every month mail Rune one of these cards for the next year, and it won't cost us that much money.
Right. Yep.
I mean, to be fair,
it'd be about
I could build a significant house of cards with super glue.
And destroying these cards doesn't bother me. In fact, it doesn't even cost $9. Ayrton, I can take this particular art and get fake ones made for 18 cents a piece.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, we could send him 600 of them for like $100.
Aren't you already sending me a giant bucket of cards at some point?
I do still have that. I'm still working on trying to put it together.
Hold up. Let me get you the thing here so you could actually pull up the link and look at the other cards.
Oh yeah, do that.
In just a second. Putting
Also,
that in private.
I'm gonna note we actually had more responses that I did not know. I don't know who Blue is. I don't know if they're still there, but you know, I'm open to that perspective. My disdain is more in the general direction of the corporation and why they're doing it, not the question of a spider family. I actually, not to start a new conversation while you're digging, Church. I don't like the idea of the Bat family personally, just because it's played out.
So I pulled up the link to the official cards there.
Why does everything gotta be fucking pastel?
So we got
it's
the
gay.
Heartbeat of Spring. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, the player adds 1 mana of any type of land to the land produced. So
somehow this lesbian card.
That's the lesbian card. Then we got another.
That is a fucking 9-cost sorcery? Are you retarded?
Oh, Triumphant Reckoning, yeah. But it's good. It's so good. Like you've not played a fucking oh god. I play the deck. It's one that I don't play because it's so terrible. But there's a Boros commander that basically runs artifacts, and Triumphant Reckoning is one of the token cards because you basically destroy something in order to make 2 copies of it to have on the battlefield.
Right, but it's a it's a colored sorcery.
Yeah, but if you're playing 2 colors, this isn't hard to achieve.
No. Savor the Moment. It's actually a pretty good card. Take an extra turn after this one. Skip the untapped step of that turn for 3 mana.
But if you're playing Simic, that doesn't matter because you're untapping with your opponents. Alicia, who smiles at death, first strike. This used to be a CEDH commander.
Oh, look, they got a gay party boat.
Yep. Starting with you, each player may pay any amount of mana. That player searches for X, where X is
You know,
total
I
amount of mana
remember
pays
when
its way.
green was predatory and scary.
It still is. Don't worry.
It's just a different kind of predatory now.
Yep. Then whatever the fuck this is for Soul Ring.
Well, what does it even? It just adds 2 tokens?
No, it adds 2 colorless mana.
Weird.
That's a symbol for colorless mana now. Because if it's not that symbol, then it doesn't count towards colorless mana in certain artifacts or Eldrazi.
So hold up. The card Mana Conference. Tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any confluence. Tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. So is this a reference? So is this a reference to LGBTQ plus suicide?
I think so. But there are also sleeves for
This might answer your question.
What?
I told Alexa to shut the fuck up. Alexa, shut the fuck up. Dumb bitch.
Alexa, play Never Gonna Give You Up.
I have headphones on. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, this was $40 or $50 shipped to you, and I don't think anything but the Soul Ring carries. Well, maybe the Collective Voyage or Savor the Moment rather carries a little bit of value. The Mana Confluence doesn't, because City of Brass does what that does, but better. This is terrible, but this is 2 years old, so I was actually kind of curious why you guys came about it so late. But I do have something to close the show out with.
Well,
we'll get
I want to show you what I came up with for a good show closer. It's quick.
Play with the bull, you get the horn.
Good night, everybody.
Short and sweet.